Hey there guys, I am the Sixth Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. So in the last few days we've had a few articles about the incoming T'au Codex, which looks set to be next in line now that we have had the Custodes and the Genestealer Cult codexes released, and it seems as though there are some changes coming for the humble Fire Warrior and their strike teams, in particular for their weapons and for their drones. And as you can see on your screen now, we have got the datasheet for the Fire Warriors, their drones, and some of their weaponry. And although there aren't any major changes on the Fire Warrior stat line, the only difference being their new and improved Leadership 7 instead of Leadership 6, there are a lot of other changes that are quite exciting and that I think we should look at. On the weapon front, as we already knew about, the pulse rifle is moving from that 30-inch no AP profile to an impressive 36 inches, strength 5, -1 AP and 1 damage, and the pulse carbine is getting that 6-inch buff up to 24 inches from the 18 that it currently is. But on top of those changes that we already knew about, we now also know a bit more about the new and much improved missile pod, which now changes from a 36-inch range, Assault 2, Strength 7, -1 AP D3 damage profile to the slightly lower range 30-inch, but now much improved -2 AP and flat 2 damage profile. So this really does give it so much more, not only reliability, but also a bit more punching power to get through that enemy armor. And then in addition to that, the smart missile system has also been improved with a change from a 30-inch heavy 4, strength 5, no AP 1 damage profile to now having an extra pip of AP on those 4 shots. So not a huge change by any stretch, but again, just helping you to push through those wounds and get through the armor save of your opponent so that you can kill even just 1 or 2 more enemies as your guys fire into an enemy that's kind of coming down on your lines. The final change weapon-wise for the Fire Warriors is the Breacher's Pulse Blaster, which has moved from their old 3 different profiles of Strength 6 -2 AP up to 5 inches, Strength 5 -1 AP from 5 to 10 inches, and then Strength 4 no AP between 10 and 15 inches. Now it's moved to a much simpler, much more straightforward Strength 6 -2 AP 1 damage up to 8 inches, and then Strength 5 -1 AP between 8 and 14 inches instead. So it's nice that it's now just 2 profiles rather than 3, and you no longer have that weaker no AP version. Even if you are losing an inch of maximum range, I do think that overall this is a really nice buff in general, and it also just helps that it makes things a little bit easier to remember as well. But now on to the really exciting stuff, and that is the new and improved, and much to the chagrin of Chaos players everywhere, 2 wound shield drones. And yes, as you can see, all the drones have kept their same profile with the exception of a boost to a 10-inch move over the current 8-inch that they have. So again, that is a nice little boost if nothing else, but the shield drone has got a very, very, very welcome bump to 2 wounds instead of 1. And now this is obviously going to help to keep your regular tower unit safe for a little bit longer from enemy fire, although I do think it's going to be interesting to see whether they still have their same invulnerable save and wound shrug that they have now, or if GW is just trying to streamline all of that by just giving them a flat 2 wound profile and removing all of the extra dice rolling that came along with their invuln and their wound shrug. I can see the case for that in terms of making things a bit simpler and a bit easier and a bit quicker, and I do think that personally if they do keep either their invuln or the shrug or both, they are going to have a pretty hefty points increase, because having a shield drone with 2 wounds and that defensive profile to fall back on is quite powerful and is going to keep your unit safe through a lot of enemy firepower. So I think if they do still have that wound shrug, they are going to be getting a decent little points bump to go alongside it. But there we go, some pretty significant changes to the basic strike team profile I think, some slightly bumped up damage, but more importantly some potentially very, very handy survivability boosts coming for the little blue fishmen. And I do think that this makes strike teams quite a nasty sight to see on the battlefield, because they can put out some genuinely decent firepower as well as keeping themselves relatively safe with these new 2 wound shield drones to absorb all the enemy firepower. But what do you think of these new rules changes? Are strike teams going to be blasting enemies off the board and going to be surviving all sorts of enemy firepower, or is there still more that needs to be done to make them competitive on the battlefields of 9th edition? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I'll catch you later, guys.